My name is Rhapsody and welcome back. We're going to be playing... Hey, which of these decks do we want to do? I do like the ants. This is the newest deck, but who might have not ants? I don't know, maybe I should go with the newest deck at least one more time. I feel like, you know, it's probably... I've probably played the other decks at least twice each, right? Well, let's give this one a little bit of a go. Okay, we got to rack ourselves up to 90 here. I'm kind of tempted to put on single candle. Let's do that. Cards in the starting deck have one less health. What would actually happen if you had the ringworms? Because they have 1 health. Do they have 0 health? Do they die immediately upon playing them? Or do they just not exist in the deck? No boss rares, boss totems, tipped scales. 15 more? Do I have 15 more? I could go a no hook, smaller backpacks, and pricey pelts. Prevent myself from having all totem battles, keeping the clover so I can be a little bit more picky. No boss rares. Yeah, I think just because I'm starting with like a 3 cost in my deck, I should be okay with that. The single candle is definitely the biggest scary thing here, but if I can start using the single candle relatively consistently, oh. And it might just require a little bit more forethought on my part. Black Goat Moose Buck. The Mole, the Opossum, Lamagia, and a Great White. Unlikely for that one to go down there. Okay, we got a fire over on the right-hand side, a choice before a sigil sacrifice, looking pretty good over there. This hard left is looking extremely poor. Really don't want to visit a trapper that early. We did think, momentarily, in the last episode, that maybe a trapper at some point would actually be a play that I might start making again, but definitely not this early. It is way too expensive. I see. Well, this is interesting. This is basically everything you want to see here, right? Red Heart, we unlocked you last run. Spilled Blood, the value represented by the sigil will be equal to the number of sacrifices you made during your turn. You are a sprinter as well. You're a 2 for the sack. So we have Corpse Eater for the ability to have a big unit just summon itself to the field. You know, your corpse maggots immediately into the grizzly, something like that. We also do have a dire wolf, which is a great summon to come out of the Black Goat. And a dire wolf pup as well. Do I want these summoning themselves from my hand? Or am I going to care so much about the positioning of them that Corpse Maggots is actually not going to be particularly useful for us? I'll tell you, I like the idea of getting the direwolf pup and sacrificing it actually into the direwolf. The direwolf would take 1 turn before becoming a 3/7. And would be digging for bones consistent. Actually, I don't know. Is that good? I don't think it is. We could go Skink. Try and get ourselves more material in the deck. I do think we want probably 1 in terms of material and 1 in terms of payoff, right? Execution payoff. So, you know, Corpse Maggot and Grizzly or Direwolf. Or Skink and Grizzly or Direwolf. I guess Red Heart is... It could theoretically be reasonable damage if we had like a Fecundity Sacrificer or something like that, but we don't. Not yet. Wait! We only get to get 1 thing from this! I almost extremely screwed up by trying to click 2 things. 1 thing. Okay. That Direwolf's double strike is really good as well. It would give me the ability to have 1 big unit who can get summoned to the field, kill an enemy, and then still push damage on that line. which, you know, is kind of similar for it being a burrower, right? I'm pushing damage such that the enemy doesn't kill me in the next turn. Doing damage is as good as preventing damage in this game. I'll do it. These are exquisite. My thanks. You're more than welcome. It's damage. It's going on Moosebuck, I think. It's health. I think here I'm actually going to try and heat up the mole a lot. And if it gets removed, it gets removed. That's okay. If it doesn't get removed, it's fine. It's still fine. It's not even better. I would have liked it removed. All right. There's the opossum, Mo, the black goat. I mean, I'm just gonna hold. I can't block that. I haven't got flying. Hey, there we go. We now actually have an execution card. Great. Pop that black goat there, and then direwolf there. A possum to actually take out the bee. Better value for us. I already killed this turn, so no real need to care too much about that one. Okay, we know we're going over in this direction. Also, we are at max capacity on items, so by the time we get to the next fight, we should assess whether or not we have to spend something on it. Mud turtle. I mean, armored is nice, but when I have units with high health, they basically are already armored. Oh boy. None of these appeal deeply. I could take the bullfrog and sack that into the mole just to have a flying blocker from that mole. That might actually be the best thing that I'm capable of doing with it. I really don't want to put the direwolf in the moosebuck because now I'm heavily reliant on the draw of the black goat and the moosebuck specifically. Don't want to do that one yet, at least. Get him, mole. Okay. So on the leftmost path, we have the prospector, who will give us a card. No ifs, ands. Not even a but. But then we have a sigil for the possible removal immediately after. Not of that card, because it will have a sigil in it as well, so it can't be sacrificed into another card, and another card can't be sacrificed into it. But, yeah, it's not that difficult for me to direwolf into Moosebuck and be pretty happy about it. This could give me another payoff card in terms of a card that I'm really happy to be summoning with the Black Goat. Comes with its own sigil installed. I guess it just comes down to how desperate am I to put the direwolf into the Moosebuck. Not at all. Undesperate for that. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Just push you there. Oh wait, I could have put the opossum out as well. Yeah, would have been good. Yeah, would have gotten us the kill that turn. Instead here, we'll just kill this turn for perfect damage. No overkill whatsoever, and I was never attempting to get any. I mean, tribe bonuses still are nice. You know, we've got the stag in the black goat, and obviously in the moosebuck as well. That's also another blood choice I get to make, possibly pick up another 3. Which would make it easier to do some sacrificial stuff later. Yeah, let's do that. 3 blood. Grizzly. It's fine. Extremely fine. Just a big dude. The decrepit woodcarver appeared before you. She moved with a certain vigor, in spite of her considerable age. Staggered. We could have taken Burrower there. Our opponents give us bones when their minions die. Don't think it would have been hugely useful for us. Ah, yes. This one's beautiful. Immediately get the Grizzly out on turn 1. Love another Black Goat for this deck. And very much benefit from one. Yes, we may actually need to summon a second minion at some point. Don't have the space for it because of the stump, of course. Okay, I'm gonna use the pliers here. So, warning for pliers. Pliers warning. 3, 2, 1. Oh boy. Because I don't know exactly how soon I have the bag and whether or not it is before. One sec. A direwolf as well. I can't use any of these to push minimal damage. Wait. In case I don't have another battle before the next bag, I don't know where my next battle is. Yep, my next battle was going to be after the next bag, so I'm really glad that I did that. Proactive removal. Wow, Beehive would have been a really good dump into the mole. I don't really want any of these to submerge themselves. Pronghorn. Yeah, I think that's fine. It's basically just Bifurcated Strike for one of my minions. I could give the Direwolf Bifurcated Strike and then it would attack left, front, right, front. That's a pretty good sweep. But the Direwolf itself I was just keeping because of its own sigil being able to be put on someone else. I mean, I could give it to the Pronghorn, but you know, most of the time, 3 blood is going to be worth 2 blood to me if I construct this deck correctly. I guess I could sack the Pronghorn into the Grizzly. Feels more like I want to put the Direwolf into the Grizzly. Because I do need to thin myself down on power cards, like big. Yeah, let's do that. I only have 1 black goat. I can't pay for all of these. Good Grizzly. Speaking of, if we see like another black goat, hey, I was about to say it. Are we taking it here? And we do. Hello, fisherman. A rotten scent caused you to retch. Doubled over, a mucky boot entered your field of view. You looked up to behold an unnaturally large figure. Hi, Rhapsody. Hey, bud. Sucks to be you, I guess. GG. That's number 1 down, and then you're going to block it. Here you go. Thank you. And then go push, and then kills that. GG. Double Strike is way more powerful than just giving you twice as much damage. It's 2 instances of it. It's so much better. Let's see. A skink dropping its tail is not awful. It's some positive material and some stalling. Both pretty useful for me if I don't find a bunch more black goats. The relief of the fresh air quickly gave way to a bone-shaking chill. You guessed at the path ahead as the snow increasingly obscured it. You would climb to the snow line. Well, we're definitely going right here. No ifs, ands, buts about that one. Stuck. Hey, bit much. So here, who's getting sacrificed into who? I think it has to be an expensive card, so it's like Pronghorn into Moosebuck, probably. Pronghorn, Moosebuck. God, we're gonna have so much pushing and rampaging. The board state is going to be very difficult to determine. Okay, there's our mole. Good blocker for us. Don't need to put it out right now. I could just put out the skink. Don't even need to put the skink out right now, to be fair. And I won't. Nice. Squirrel sacks for skink in this space. Skink now pushes 1 damage. Their wolf cub comes in. Attempts to push 1 damage, moves the skink, deals 1 damage to the wriggling tail. I now have the ability to summon the grizzly with ease, just by drawing a squirrel. Perfect. That's more than enough to actually push some damage here as well. And actually, I'm also going to prevent any incoming damage. No damage for you, friend. We should be able to get a decent amount of overkill. Like, it's entirely possible that at the end of this floor, we might take a trapper. I don't know. I only have 1 battle before it. Another sacrificial sigil. I do like removing things. And I could tell them that I'll take a bones challenge and I won't take anything from it. There is also, you know, looking at 6 cards, which is pretty nice. Possible copy of any of these so that I can actually use mycologists later on. But also another possible black goat pull or something like that. Magpie's pretty good too. I'm pretty worried about what happens when I don't draw, like when skink dies or like the tail dies or I don't draw black goat. Like if our opening hand was Moosebuck, Grizzly, Wild Bull, I end up having to draw a squirrel, put the 2 squirrels down, summon the Wild Bull, deal 3 damage, it pushes. But then I'm at the absolute best 2 draws away from being able to put down any of my actual powerful units. And that is the absolute best case scenario there. I only have 1 candle as well, so it's not like I can go here and just, you know, flop the fight and everything will be fine. I don't need to. I do have a black goat. That'll help carry me through at least 1 fight. That does finish my totem. Completion of the totem. I mean, like, it's not going to make my summoning stuff easier. I don't need to complete the totem yet. We're coming here. Bones? Bones? No. I've got 3 stags in the deck. It's reasonably likely I draw a pair. Yeah, I've got too many 4s and 3s. I'll take that. And I've got 2 that instantly fail this by themselves, so it has to be kin. Good. Great. Excellent. Perfect. That's exactly how we wanted that to go down. There's a mycologist showing up in the future. I'd love to be able to go to it. Do I put the skink in the black goat? The opossum's very difficult for me to summon right now, is the thing. I guess. We'll see. We'll see how that does. Not very confident in the play I just made. I mean, but look. You can't not be confident in that. Got him. Possible completion of our totem over on that side. Yeah. And also, we get to look at 6 cards for the possible dupe before we do anything. Yeah. You kidding me? We're going to make that moose bug even bigger? And we get to finish our totem even further up. All's well that ends well. Get big. So it's now at the point where, you know, playing it will almost certainly complete the game. Complete the round. Complete the fight. And also it has the ability to invalidate some more annoying things that the enemy can sometimes do by being able to move. I can block that moose bug for 3 turns with this mole. I'm gonna have to. There's the black goat. Which actually just asks me to kill the enemy right now, right? Because if I summon it here, the mole won't be able to protect that space. And we finish out the fight. I like this deck. I think this deck is pretty good. Oh my god, there were so many removal opportunities on the other side. I only just saw them. None of these appeal. Damn. Still none of these appeal, but I could easily put a mantis into a wild bull and be happy about it. God, where am I gonna get all this material I need? All stags sacrifice for 3 blood. I mean, I'll take it, but they already do. Yes, even more health. I can use this to attempt to remove the opossum. The opossum is not good material for us. It's still very difficult for me to actually initially summon. I could also try and double pump the mole and still be kind of happy if I lose it. I'm gonna attempt to remove the opossum here. It happens. At least it'll protect us against some better stuff, I guess. For another turn. The trapper stood before you. Out of habit, you reached for your collection of teeth. The man grimaced and shook his head. I'm afraid I must be skinning you today. I can prevent the summon of the second strange frog by playing opposite, which is nice. I think I should do that. Yeah, I'm just gonna summon the mole for blocking. Gives a little bit of time to draw from the main deck. I do like that mantis having the ability to kill a leaping trap in a line that it isn't. Yeah, there's the moose buck. So I can get moose buck with pronged attack to what, like stand here? Okay, I'm gonna pop a squirrel in order to summon a black goat. And I'm gonna end my turn now. We summon the tail. The tail itself will also sacrifice for 3 blood. I'd wondered if maybe this would be the case. Let's go. Moose buck there, and a grizzly here. Okay, so dropping a tail is very good. Sure. Possum over on that side, I guess. We push a lethal. We get ourselves a wolf pelt. We pick up a second here as well from the start of this phase. That mole is annoying. Oh wait, but it's submerged during my enemy's turn, which it will be. Annoyingly, they have a lot of things with the Burrower Sigil. But it ultimately really shouldn't change anything here. Yeah. Well done. You prevented some damage. Anything to say, Leshy? I didn't think so. Another direwolf. No, we need material more than anything else. That wins a fight by itself. That wins a fight by itself. After I put the mantis into the wild bull, it kind of wins fights by itself. Don't judge me. We're gonna get one. Another black goat, I guess. I didn't even check what this was. No, I did. Great White and Lammergeier, and I was like, Immediately jettisoned this information from my head. I do not need it. I will not need this record. It is scratched. Yeah, Trial of Bones. We can succeed that. Yep. And again, by succeed, I mean fail, because I do not want to take another card. Oh, damn it. That trapper is kind of demanding that I don't go over in that direction. Is it? What if I did, though? I could get one golden belt. Let's give shot meta a go. Maybe shot meta is still a thing. But now we do get rid of the opossum. Stop. You're too powerful. We need to not have you. Nice. You simply love to see it. There we go. Oh, we are so lucky at drawing that consistently. Yes, unfortunately, we're going to have to self-service here. Let's take those two. Oh, I wish that was in my Colger space. I thought it was as well. We do have a sack space from one into another after the trader, which is going to be pretty good. We might want to keep, like, you know, direwolf available for then. which means here I could just go Mantis into Wild Bull, because that's a pretty low stakes sacrifice to have to do. One thing I could do, if I wanted to get really messy with it, would be sacrificing the dire wolf into the golden pelt, just trusting that whatever I buy that is rare would happily attack twice. Is that a good idea? I don't know. Maybe. Would I buy material if it was rare? Do I even need any more execution? These are excellent questions. Something else we could do is put the mantis or the dire wolf into a rabbit pelt, because then we get a common minion from the rabbit pelt being spent, and that common minion is possibly going to be a dupe of something we have in the deck. That's a, I mean, you know, you get a lot of options, so it might be more likely than I'm initially assessing here. No, we're gonna do the rule of cool here. Double attacking rare minion. I'm fine with that, especially if we just crush you on turn 1. That won't crush, per se. Yep. One draw between us and the end of the game. Well, it does keep us alive. It has to be said. I'm not going to die. At least as a result of this. I can go there. Right. And then I could just play a possum, responding to this. And then wolf kills us. No, we'll get the ball out. Just completely destroyed my own unit there for what appears to be no reason at all. Oh god, that black goat's about to die as well. Oh no. Okay, wolf cub comes in, attacks. Mole moves over, blocks. Opossum attacks for 2 damage. Mole moves over, blocks, has 2 health left. Alpha attacks for 1. Wolf attacks for 3, kills the mole. We have a clear board. I think we lost. How many cards do I have left in the deck, and how many of them would win the game instantly? Yeah, this mole isn't going to be able to block for enough time. Is there anything I can do? Okay, I could sack the black goat for the mantis and push 2 damage against the enemy here. And then I take 1 to the wolf cub, 1 to the alpha, and then 4 to the wolf, and I still lose both of my minions on board. I have 2 damage against the enemy. They have nothing against me. But then with a clear board, there's absolutely nothing I can do to win. Yeah, this all came immediately out of me not seeing what was going to happen with the wild bull with respect to killing an enemy that had thorns, moving one space over, and then dying to the opossum. No need to stammer and stumble on this any longer. I'm pretty sure there's nothing to be done here. Ha! So the bottom two cards of the... There's at least 3 cards in that deck. But some amount of the bottom cards of that deck were instant wins if I drew them. Here I thought I was never going to have a fight where I had too much material and nothing to summon. I thought I'd already moved past that. It's almost time to die. Buddy, I tried my dangdest. Good stats or not necessarily. Hey, we're working our way back up to a more than 50% win rate though. For the moment, however, as I feel like a successful run is almost certainly going to take another 40 minutes. My name is Rhapsody, the name of the game has been Inscryption. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves. There's a playlist up at that top left with all my contents on this game, past, present, and you best believe future. Down below is what a YouTube recommends. It thinks you ought to watch. Streaming past the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays at or above the $10 tier. And a special thanks this episode to Kimaru. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow.